Hey guys, so this is part 2. If you haven't seen part 1, go to my channel and look for that video. Anyway, so basically he was like, "Hey, can we hang out later?" And I'm like, "Yeah, sure, whatever." So we he ended up coming out later to my house. He has a car. And so I went into his car. I'm like, "Hey, what's up?" I'm just in this car. And he's like, "I'm smoking a cigarette." He's like, "You offered me a cigarette." I'm like, "Yeah, sure, whatever." So I smoke a cigarette. I'm like, "How's your day?" He's like, "It's fine." I'm like, "How's work?" He worked at GameStop. He's like, "Work was okay or whatever." And I'm just like, kind of like, just like over it. But like, he asked me to be more friendly with him or whatever. And then he started touching me, like my leg, and he's like, "Oh, I miss you, and I've been thinking about you," and things like that. And I'm like, "Dude, we just talked about how I didn't want it to go like that. You have a girlfriend, like stop." And he's like, "No, I know, but I miss you. I can't stop thinking about you." Now, when you hear things like that, as for me, like, I love it. Like, I'm just like, yes, like, this is what I want. I wanted a guy that wanted me, even though he had a girlfriend that's skinnier and prettier than me or whatever. He wants me. He's still here wanting me or whatever. And I'm just like, dude, I can't or whatever. But he's like, "Oh my God, Vanessa, I miss you. I miss your body. I miss the way we made love. And I miss, like, all of this shit he was saying." And we ended up having sex in his car. And I'm like, "Oh God. Like, you got me, bro. You knew what to say or whatever." And I'm like, "Dude, we can't do this again." And I'm like, and he's like, "Okay, I know, yeah, it was a mistake or whatever. And I went inside. The next day he texted me, he was like, "Good morning, beautiful, and like, I missed what we did last night, and I'm glad that we did it. I have no regrets," and things like that. And I'm like, "Dude, it's never gonna happen again. Don't ask me to hang out because you know it's gonna lead to sex, and I just can't." And he's like, "Oh, okay, I get it," or whatever. So anyway, a couple weeks passed by, and he's texting me, and we're texting, laughing, things like that or whatever. And he goes and he's like, "Dude, like, I miss you again. Like, I miss you, babe. Like, I miss you. I miss your body. I miss your lips. I miss everything about you, girl. Like, I want you." And I'm like, "Dude, you have a girlfriend. Go fuck her." It's like, "Oh, it's not the same. Her pussy's not the same." Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, he was saying, like, all of this shit. And I'm just like, "Yeah, I know my body good." Like, like, I'm like all hyped up or whatever. But anyway, I go and I'm just like, I'm just ignoring him. And later that night, he's like, "Dude, I'm outside." I'm like, "What are you doing outside?" And he's like, I just wanted to see you. I really just wanted to see you." And I'm like, "Dude, like, I'm low-key like, yes, like, he wanted to see me. He came over here, like, but I'm like, "Dude, I can't." And he's like, "Just come outside and smoke a cigarette with me. That's it. I just wanted to talk to you in person, and I just wanted to see your face. That's it." So I'm like, "Okay." And I went there, and I smoked a cigarette, and we talked. I asked him about his day, and we were laughing and stuff like that. And he's like, "I know we can't have sex. I know you don't want to have sex, but can I just kiss you? I just want to kiss your lips. Like, I just keep staring at your lips every time you're talking or whatever." And I'm just like, "Oh, really? Like, oh my God. Like, Brian, like, oh my God." Like, like me, like, I'm just thinking, like, what? Like, dude gets me, bro. And he's like, and then he's like, "Can I just kiss you?" And he's just leaning over there, and I'm just like, whatever. And then we started making out, And then one thing led to another, and we fucked again. Like, sorry, can't. My needed it. So, we did it. And, that kept happening for a couple. And I just gave in. I was just like, oh, fuck it. Like, we're already fucking. Like, and we started back up being fuck buddies, even though he was dating my friend. And I'm just like, well, fuck her, because she did this to T, so fuck her. But anyway, we started doing that for a while. And then I'm hanging out with Taylor, and she's like, oh, guys, I think he's cheating on me. Oh my God, like, I don't know what to do. Like, I was like, doing this or whatever. And I'm like, okay, like, maybe he's not. I'm just like laughing like, bitch, he's fucking me, so like, yeah, fuck you. But then he goes, and the person was like, oh, why do you think he's cheating on you? He's like, because it's like, oh, he doesn't want to have sex with me anymore. And I'm like, wait, what? You guys were having sex? And I said that. So I was like, I thought you weren't having sex. He was like, yeah, I lost it a couple weeks ago with him or whatever. Like, we started having sex. So I don't think she lost it with him, but she started having sex with him a couple weeks ago. And she's like, I think that's why, we broke up in the first place, because I wasn't having sex with him or whatever. And I'm having sex with him now. And, like, now, like, he doesn't really want to or whatever with me. And I'm like, bro, when was the last time we had sex? And I'm like, oh, we had sex yesterday. Dude, mind you that literally had sex with him yesterday too. So he's getting his dick wet twice. I was pissed again. I was so pissed. I was like, dude, like, I texted him, like, he was texting me, and I ignored him for like a couple days. And then he came to my house, and I was outside smoking a cigarette, and he's like, dude, I've been texting you and I've been calling you, why aren't you answering my texts? I'm like, what do you want from me, Brian? Like, leave me the fuck alone. And he was like, I just want to be with you. I want to talk with you. I'm like, go fuck your girlfriend. Like, I know you guys are having sex. Like, you said you weren't, but you guys are. Go suck a dick and leave me the fuck alone. And he's like, oh, how did you know? And blah, blah, blah. I'm like, dude, I'm friends with her. Anything you do, I know. Like, with her. Like, it's like she's going to tell me. Like, stop being an asshole. Like, literally. So anyway, he goes and he's like, babe, I'm sorry. I'm like, dude, it's all good. I knew you had a girlfriend. Obviously, you were probably gonna have sex with her. So, like, that was inevitable. Like, I figured that's what you're doing. And I can't do anything more. Like, I can't. So he's like, oh, I hope you're not mad or whatever. I'm like, I'm over it. Like, just get away from me. But anyway, the next couple of days, I didn't really talk to him. And then we didn't really have sex for a while. And then one day, he goes and he's like, I miss you, Vanessa. Like, I really miss you. Like, I don't like that we're not talking and we're not fucking and we're not, like, seeing each other. And I'm just like, well, I don't know what to tell you. I'm just, like, indifferent. Like, I can't deal with this shit anymore. Like, I can't mentally stay with this anymore. And he's just like, just tell me what to do to make it better. I'm just like, just leave me alone. Just leave me alone. Go hang out with your girlfriend. Go be with your girlfriend. And just leave me alone, honestly. And he was like, okay, if that's what you want, I just want to make you happy. I don't want you to be mad or whatever. And I'm like, yeah, that's honestly what I want, babe. And not babe, but that's honestly what I want. And so I'm like, he's like, okay, well, I guess I'll talk to you later. And I'm like, yeah, I guess you'll talk to me later. Bye. So that was pretty much it. And stay tuned for part 3. I can't believe I have so many 3 parts. But anyway, I'll talk to you guys in the next one.